Morals. The basic human function on what we decide is right and wrong. Everyone has their own moral beliefs depending on the environment that they grow up in. Unless you use Twitter, then you have absolutely none at all. So you may ask, why do I bring this up? Well, it's mainly due to the fact that as you grow up, circumstances change and so do other factors. Your morals can also change on the fly to fit your current situation. So what if I told you that there was a game that actually brilliantly incorporates the changing of morals into a game? That game is Bloodmoney. Bloodmoney is the indie game made by ShroomyChrist. They're a really talented person, so before you watch this, I'd recommend playing through Bloodmoney first, and then coming back because of the fact that this game does have somewhat of a story. You, the player, are currently dealing with a life-threatening condition, and the operation to get it done will cost you a huge sum of money, 25 grand to be exact. So as any sane American would, you drive off to clear your head because of the ridiculous prices for healthcare. But fortunately for you, while you're on your way to go somewhere, you take note of a guy at a small booth on the side of the road that piques your interest. One click equals $1 on the sign above it, with a well-dressed and pretty adorable guy there sitting there. This is Harvey Harvington, the guy you'll be seeing the whole time no matter what you do. He's a constant throughout the game, so don't expect to see him going away anytime soon. He gives you a nice and warm greeting once you first meet him at his booth.
Hey there! My name is Harvey Harvington, and welcome to my booth! Each time you click me, I'll give you $1. Sounds like a sweet deal, doesn't it?
Harvey is voiced by Dexter Manning. I love this guy a lot because he is an absolute fucking legend when it comes to voice acting in online skits, games, or whatever. I mainly know him because he played Jesse in that one Smash Bits Minecraft Story Mode parody. Did anyone even watch that, by the way?
I'm not having our team name be called Grease.
Harvey tells you that for every time you click on him, you get $1. You'd think that this would come with a catch, but there isn't. You simply just click Harvey for money. It's simple. Overall, the gameplay functions like that of a clicker game. Like, Cookie Clicker. Don't ask how much I play that game. You click on Harvey to gain $1, and you can take note of the shop in the upper left corner of your HUD. Clicking on it, you see that the first item for you to get is a feather, costing $100, which, once you get it, will double your output per click. Harvey seems to take pleasure from you tickling him with the feather, so you just click more, click more, click more, until you reach $500. But this is where things start to take a weird turn. Your next item is a needle. Harvey seems to be visibly concerned about it, but chooses not to do much about it, as he still wants to hold up his end of the bargain. But the more you click with the needle, the more it becomes obvious that Harvey isn't having a good time. Some blood coming off of his cheek to show his physical degradation the more you click on him. But it only gets worse from here. Once you reach your next goal of $3,000, you get a hammer. This is what makes Harvey more anxious than ever, with his distress being more evident as he begs you not to, but he won't resist even if you do. Hitting him once with the hammer, you immediately see his nose bleed with a new bruise on his face. It's clearer than ever that he's beginning to not want this to happen to him anymore. You keep clicking until you end up knocking one of his teeth out. Now he looks like the average British man. Good thing he's in character now, because I refuse to believe that British people even have normal teeth. But the next item is where the game takes it from 0 to 100 in a matter of a few seconds. The next weapon is a pair of scissors. Buying it, Harvey is actually starting to beg for you to stop, but you refuse, which leads to...
Big no-no, buddy! Ah! What the hell? My eye! Oh god, my eye!
You cut his eye out. He curses at you, completely breaking the nice, friendly man you met at the start of the game. He covers his eye as you begin to dish out more damage with him pleading for you to stop. But again, you don't, because you're a sick piece of shit. Harvey continues to obviously tell you to fuck off, but it's clear as day that you won't, so you push on, till you get the next item, a match. I don't have to explain that Harvey is shocked because obviously he will be as the items become more and more dangerous. So you set him on fire. It's not as gruesome as you'd think. I expected it to be like a comical body-shaped fire of Harvey, but you only seem to burn parts of his body and clothes. Another telltale sign of degradation as his button-up shirt is now undone, showing his bare chest. And God, why are his nipples so fucking big? Which draws us to the second and to last weapon in the game, a knife. Harvey is beyond terrified, pleading for you to not do it, but we all know how the story goes. You stab and slash him, leaving him totally disfigured from the man we first met some while ago. Part of his jaw's torn open, seeing more of his teeth from the outside of his mouth. Harvey at this rate is actually begging for you to kill him so he doesn't have to endure the pain anymore, but you keep on stabbing him to get more and more money. And as you progress, it begins just taunting you, telling you that you could never do what you're doing to him to anyone in real life. Establishing that Harvey knows he's just a character in a clicker game, even mentioning that you're just sat in your chair doing absolutely nothing while tormenting him. He even says the name of the game. It's always funny when they do that in video games. Before you reach the final goal, Harvey says that he has had enough and grabs hold of the camera. telling you to click him and stab him like there's no tomorrow, calling you a bitch in the process. So you follow suit and do it because no way you would let some random British guy call you a bitch. Which leads to...
Yeah.
You cut his hand off. He screams in pure and absolute agony and calls you a monster and that he hates you. But to be fair, he asked for it since he literally told you to do it while grabbing you by the face. He says he'll kill you, but then in reality seems for him that he can't do anything to you physically as he's bound by the game and his own will to not do anything, so he can only talk shit from this point onward. The music is totally gone, instead replacing with nothing but the sound of the wind. That happy sounding melody at the start of the game is totally gone. It kinda reminds me of myhouse.wad, a Doom 2 mod that does something similar if events occur the way they're meant to. So once you finally reach that goal of $20,000, you get a gun. Harvey immediately goes back on what he's done from the names he's called you and immediately gives up, giving you the rest of his money and just wanting you to fuck off. But by this point, you're too far in.
Please. Just...
You pull the trigger. Harvey is dead. So which we get the end of the game where it turns out you never had an illness, and you only said that to get the money out of Harvey. God, our protagonist is a god-awful person. This makes Postal Dude look sane.
Hi there, would you like to sign my petition?
Drop it, asshole!
Would you please sign my petition?
Okay.
After the credits scene, the game distorts, showing Harvey's disfigured body with the phrase, "Look what you've done." Does this possibly nod to his conscience merging with the game as tough to take revenge, or the game just making you look at what you've done even to get the money in the first place? Normally this is where the video would end, but there's two other endings for us to talk about. The one that we got with the bad ending, meaning that there's a good ending and a neutral ending. The good ending is simple on paper. Use the feather all the way through until you reach $25,000. Simple enough. But I don't have the patience to do that, so here's some footage I pulled online. You get the money you needed, and Harvey wishes you good luck on the operation, leaving you with a better taste than the last ending. Now as for the normal ending, the way you do this is play the game all the way up to before you buy the gun. Just get 25 grand and then you get the ending. You leave Harvey barely alive from what you've done, disfigured, burnt, and totally unrecognizable, it's still alive. From this point onwards, you get the operation done, but not long after you're in court, face to face with Harvey again. He's totally different. Scars along his face, an eye patch from the eye you stabbed out, facial hair, and his once large and bushy hair has been reduced to a simple side part. You're dealt a life sentence, giving you the neutral ending. You got what you wanted, but at a cost. But what does it all mean? Why am I talking about blood money in the first place? Well, it calls back to what I said in the beginning of morals. How far are you willing to torture someone else if it means benefiting you? Would you drop your own morals for your own personal gain? Depending on what you do, that question is answered, and that's why I like blood money. It lets those kind of players let loose, but with those with morals that can carry over to video games of keeping every friendly person alive has some sort of satisfaction for the ending they get. So that's why I think blood money, in a sense, is a lesson about morals, and how people can break their own moral code if it means life or death. Or you're just a plain scumbag then. It's whatever. So that concludes the mini review of Blood Money. I saw 8-Bit Ryan play this and thought it was absolutely brilliant, so I knew I had to cover it. But now we're headed back to our regularly scheduled programming from what I wanted to do before. Talk about why the modern FNAF stories suck. Videos from this point will start to slow down since I have my senior year of high school coming up, so I'll be more busy with that. But I'll try my best to get you guys some content while I'm doing school stuff. And as always, if you enjoyed, why not like and sub, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.